evening. This is what's there to say, and I just want to address the issue within football, within sports, and that is VAR. That was implemented 3 seasons ago, I believe. VAR, the video assistant referee. At this point, it is very atrocious refereeing. Very atrocious refereeing. It's an absolute joke. Pathetic. The other day, in the Premier League, that is, the other day I saw the game between Brighton and Tottenham won 2-1 thanks to Harry Kane, but Brighton should have had an equaliser, or they could have won the game easily, because there's no way Spurs deserve to win. But because of certain calls that are made by the officiating, Spurs won the game. They won the match. I see Mitoma for Brighton here. He was clearly fouled by Højbjerg in the penalty area for Brighton. He had a clear penalty disallowed. VAR didn't even, honestly, the footage is clear to see that Højbjerg stepped on him. Stepped on it, clearly stepped on his foot as he was trying to control the ball, chest it down, and you know, a clear stamp by Højbjerg, but for some reason the referee missed it. And the bigger issue is that the VAR didn't correct it at all for some bizarre reason. In the same game, because there's this rule with VAR that things have to be conclusive, it has to be clear and obvious for the outcome to be either given as a handball or an offside. Alright? So you decide to give 2 handballs against Brighton when they scored 2 goals, but one by Mitoma, one by Welbeck. And in that footage, the ball isn't clearly a handball because it's right by the sleeve line. Because if it's right by the sleeve line all over, it's not a handball. And that was the case, but they decided no, it's a handball on both occasions. So I'm just confused as a fan about what's going on with VAR, because it's not just this game between Brighton and Spurs. It's been the whole season. There's been questionable, inconsistent calls made by VAR ever since it's been implemented, ever since it's been introduced in the Premier League. And the ironic thing is that in the Champions League, in the World Cup, in the Euros, it's used effectively. But in the Premier League, for some bizarre reason, it's just being used horrible. And when I complain about VAR, for me, personally speaking, it's not the technology itself, it's the people who are running it. Because surely there's blatant things that you can't be missing, like that penalty that wasn't given for a foul on Mitoma. There's just blatant inconsistencies that just need to be called out. And quite frankly, I'm sick of apologies. We don't want apologies. We want corrections. We want action. Action speaks louder than words. And there's so many things wrong. There's so many things just clearly wrong with the way the English referees are running the VAR. They're just showing their incompetence and their stupidity even more. It's frustrating because it spoils the game. It ruins the integrity. It's stupid. Absolutely stupid. It's just dumb, honestly. You can't be making clear mistakes. The best league in the world, apparently. Yet you're making blatant errors. The logic isn't matching. No consistency. It's ridiculous. It's a joke. The game is being brought into disrepute. Disrepute. I said it. It's an absolute joke. Blatant calls, blatant errors that are there to correct, and you just ignore it. We don't care about your virtue signaling apologies. We care about as fans, we care about making sure that the clear right choices are made on the pitch. That's what we care about. You can apologise all you want, say you're sorry. Honestly, it's not gonna solve the issue if you keep making these silly, blatant errors. Makes no sense. It's pointless, quite frankly. We're always thinking of ways to improve the game, innovate it. And VAR was seen as a way to improve the game, so that the correct possible outcomes can occur. But people always had their issues or their worries before VAR came in the game in the Premier League. People always had their issues, had their concerns. If it was to come into the Premier League, rightfully so. Because obviously, when VAR is used, it slows down the momentum of the match, and things are always open to different interpretations. So one official may see it as a foul, VAR may see it differently. So there is that contradiction, that conflict that it could potentially create, which adds to the concerns that people had about VAR being brought into the match. So I'm just getting really annoyed, because there's been moments in this season and last season as well, where offside hasn't been called, the lines haven't been drawn to show that this player was offside. The lines have been drawn to say that because a player's hand was offside, because a player's hand was in the offside position, they're offside even though they can't score with their hand for obvious reasons. So I just don't understand the officiating. And maybe VAR in a way has kind of shown on a bigger level of how incompetent these officials are, of how idiotic they are, quite frankly. I think it magnifies the lack of standards of refereeing in this league, quite frankly. And ironically, it's regarded as the best league in the world. Rightfully so, but the Premier League is regarded as the best league in the world, but it has the worst officiating, the worst use of VAR. Sad and amazing. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Take care. God bless.